For more insight on China's military, we're joined now by Zhang Junshe. He's a senior captain and vice president of China's Naval Research Institute. Captain Zhang, can you give us more background about China's Navy and these exercises?
Well, thank you. I think that in recent years, the Chinese PLA Navy has conducted some regular exercises and training, both in offshore waters and in waters in the Western Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. I think that one of the aims, or the main aim, is to improve its capabilities to operate in both coastal waters, offshore waters, and remote waters. We can see that in recent years, especially since 2008, the Chinese PLA Navy has been dispatching flotillas of warships to the Gulf of Aden and waters of Somalia to conduct counter-piracy and escort operations. And this is far from the Chinese coast. And such kind of duty, international duty, requires that the Chinese Navy should have some capabilities to operate in remote waters. So I think the development of the Chinese PLA Navy's capability can be conducive to peace and stability in the world.
You know, these concerns or alarm that some have, how is China likely to resolve these maritime disputes with its neighbors, which seems to be at the heart of some of the concerns?
Well, we know that the maritime disputes between China and its neighbors, especially Japan and the Philippines, in both East China Sea and the South China Sea, have existed for a long time. And for a long time, the Chinese government has called on the parties concerned to set aside the disputes and seek joint development. And also, the Chinese government has been advocating that all such territorial or maritime disputes should be settled in peaceful means through negotiations and talks. And you can see that in the last 2 or 3 years, in the maritime disputes between China and Japan and also the Philippines, the Chinese has never used its military force, not the Navy or the Air Force, to be used in such kind of maritime disputes. So I think all the other parties, including Japan and the Philippines, should echo China's call to sit down to settle the disputes.
And Mr. Zhang, one final question. How do you see China situating its military there in the Asia-Pacific region moving forward?
Well, I think in recent years, the Chinese PLA has made every effort to strengthen dialogues and cooperation with its counterparts in this region. We can see that the Chinese PLA has been actively taking part in dialogues under the framework of the 10+8, that's the 80mm plus ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting plus under this framework, and also has taken part some joint exercises within this framework in the last 2 years, and also it has conducted many exercises, joint exercises with its neighbors in Asia, including Russia, the U.S. Pacific Fleet, India, and Vietnam, and other militaries. And this all shows that the Chinese military is willing to strengthen cooperation with other countries, and also it shows its willingness to be more open and transparent to the outside world.
Zhang Junshe joining us from Beijing. Thanks so much.